Hello viewers, so welcome to my channel. I'm Hasham Ali Khan. So far 7 problems I have completed on estimation of working capital requirement. In this video I'm going to complete 2 more problems, that is 8th and 9th problem. So if you have watched all the earlier problems, definitely you got the idea about how to calculate the working capital, how to estimate the working capital requirement. So don't join in between. If you join now, you cannot be able to understand. So I suggest you, first of all, to watch the theory videos. Go to the playlist of my channel. So many subjects are there. Select the subject financial decision making. In that subject, watch the videos of working capital. Be clear regarding the concept of working capital, how to calculate. Then you can come to these videos in order to calculate the requirement of working capital. Now, before starting the 8th problem, I expect my viewers to have a printout of the problems which I have given in the link under my description. Always keep it ready. Without problems, you cannot understand anything. Take the screenshot of the solution of 8th and 9th problem, then I'll explain all the points in detail. Now, see the 8th problem. Problem number 8. Calculate the amount of working capital required for SSPG Limited from the following information. Cost per unit raw material 160 rupees per unit, direct labor 60 rupees, overheads 120 rupees per unit, total cost 340. Profit 60, selling price 400. We don't require profit, we don't require selling price. We need only cost. Raw material are held in stock on an average for 1 month. Material are in process on an average for half a month. Finished goods are in stock on an average for 1 month. So we have to calculate stock of raw materials, stock of work in progress, stock of finished goods. Credit allowed by supplier is 1 month. Creditors, the suppliers are called creditors. So creditors are allowing us a period of 1 month. And credit allowed to debtor is 2 months. Time lag in payment of wages is 1.5 weeks. Time lag in payment of overhead expense is 1 month. 1/4 of the sales are made on cash basis. So 1/4 of the sales are cash sales. So credit sales are 3/4 of the total sales. So while calculating debtors, we should take 3/4. 3/4 of the sales we should take. We should not take the complete. Now, cash in hand and at bank is expected to be 50,000. Directly we'll take current asset, and expected level of production amount to 1,04,000 units. That means we have to estimate the working capital for an activity level of 1,04,000 units for a year of 52 weeks. So we have to assume the year consists of 52 weeks. So wherever months are given, we convert it into weeks, because next line, you may assume that production is carried on evenly throughout the year and at a time period of 4 weeks is equivalent to a month. That means year we will treat it as 52 weeks, and wherever month is given, we don't write 1/12, we write 4/52. Because specifically it is given in the problem that a month should be taken as 4 weeks. So wherever 1 month is there, 4 weeks. 2 months is there, 8 weeks. 8/52. Like that we'll make the calculation. Now, see carefully, SSPG Limited determination of working capital requirement. Current assets, stock of raw material. Totally 1,04,000 units we are making. Per unit raw material 160 rupees. So multiply 1,04,000 into 160. How much is the period of stock of raw material? The material will be in stock for a period of 1 month. It is given in the problem 1 month. So 1 month should be taken as 4/52. Don't take 1/12. There will be calculation, error we will get. Specifically given in the problem that month should be taken as 4 weeks. That's why I am taking 4/52. Stock of work in progress. Nothing is given, so we assume 50%. Half of the work is completed on WIP. So we take 100% of material, whereas 50% of labor and overheads. So here raw material 1,04,000 units into 160 rupees raw material per unit into 2/52. Why I am taking 2 by 52? It is given half a month. The work is in process for half a month. Half month means 2 weeks. 1 month means 4 weeks. So 2 by 52 into 100%. Labor 1,04,000 units into 60 rupees per unit is the labor cost. Into 2 by 52 into 50%. Because we have assumed material is 100%, but labor and overheads are only 50%. Half. So 1,20,000. Overheads 1,04,000 into 120 rupees. Overhead cost per unit is 120 given in the problem. Into 2 by 52, 50%, 2,40,000. So total stock of WIP 10 lakh. Then we have stock of finished goods. In finished goods, we'll take the total cost. Total of material, labor, overheads. The total cost is 340 given in the problem. So 1,04,000 into 340 into 4 by 52. Because it is given 1 month. Finished goods are in stock for a period of 1 month. So I am taking 4 by 52. Debtors. 1,04,000 units into 340. The cost per unit. Total cost 340. 8 by 52. Because 2 months credit period we are allowing to debtors. That is given in the problem. 2 months means 8 weeks. 8 by 52. Into 3/4. Why I am multiplying by 3/4? Because 1/4 of the goods are sold for cash. That is given in the problem. When 1/4 is sold for cash, 3/4 is sold on credit. On credit sales only debtors will arise. So 3 by 4, it comes to 40,80,000. Cash in hand is given 50,000. Total current assets 91,30,000. Now current liability creditors for material. So 1,04,000 units into 160 is the material cost per unit into 4 by 52. 1 month is allowed by the suppliers. So 1 month means 4 by 52, 12,80,000. Lag in payment of wages. It is given in the problem lag in payment of wages is 1.5 weeks, 1.5 weeks. So 1.5 by 52. Overheads, wages per unit is 60 rupees. So total 1,80,000. Lag in payment of overheads, it is given in the problem 1 month. 1 month means 4 weeks. 4 by 52. 9,60,000. Take the total of liability, 24,20,000 is the current liability. Now working capital CA minus CL, 91,30,000 minus 24,20,000, 67,10,000. That's all. This is the completion of 8th problem. Now I am coming to the 9th problem. Prepare an estimate of net working capital requirement for Sanjay Limited, adding 10% for contingencies from the information given below. Okay, 10% contingency we have to add up, right? Estimated cost per unit of production is 170, includes raw material 80 rupees, direct labor 30 rupees and overheads exclusive of depreciation. Actually, depreciation is a non-cash item that will not be considered while calculating working capital because there is no cash involved. It is only a book entry. So excluding depreciation, 60 rupees are the overheads. So if you add up 80 rupees material, 30 rupees labor and 60 rupees overheads, you will get 170 rupees. That is the total cost. Selling price 200, we don't require. Level of activity is 1,04,000 units. Raw material in stock average 4 weeks. Work in progress, assume 50% completion stage, average 2 weeks. Finished goods in stock on an average 4 weeks. So all the items are given in weeks. So we take denominator 52. Year consists of 52 weeks. Credit allowed by supplier average 4 weeks. Credit allowed to debtors average 8 weeks. Lag in payment of wages average 1.5 weeks. And cash at bank is expected 25,000. Directly will take. You may assume that production is carried on evenly throughout the year, 52 weeks, and wages and overheads accrue similarly. All sales are on credit basis only. There are no cash sales. You must state your assumptions if any. That's all. So problem is clear-cut problem. Stock of raw material. Sanjay Limited estimation of raw material requirement. Stock of raw material 1,04,000 units and each unit raw material cost 80 rupees. And how much is the period of stock? It is given 4 weeks. 4 weeks is the stock of material. So 4 by 52, 6,40,000. Regarding WIP, nothing is given. So we have to assume Half of the work is completed on WIP, so we take 100% of material, 50% of labor and overheads. So here I have calculated 1,04,000 into 80 rupees per unit material into 2 by 52. It is given in the problem 2 weeks is the processing time. So 2 by 52, 100%, 3 lakh 20. Labor 1,04,000 into 30 rupees per unit is the labor cost. Into 2 by 52, processing time is 2 weeks into 50%. We have made the assumption that only 50% work is completed. Then overheads, 1,04,000 into 60 rupees per unit is the overhead. Into 2 by 52, 50%, 1,20,000. Total comes to 5 lakh rupees is the stock of WIP. Then stock of finished goods. For calculating finished goods, we need the total cost per unit. Total cost per unit is 170. 1,04,000 to 170 to 4 by 52. Given in the problem, the finished stock period is 4 weeks. So 4 by 52. Debtors. There are no cash sales. All the sales are on credit. That's why we should not multiply 3 by 4. Here we have multiplied by 3 by 4. Here we should not. 1,04,170 into 8 by 52. It is given in the problem. So 27,20,000. Cash at bank 25,000 given. Take the total of the current asset. 52,45,000 is the total of current assets. Current liability creditors. 1,04,000 into 80 rupees. Per unit material 80 rupees. Into 4 by 52. 4 weeks is the time allowed by the creditor, supplier. 6,40,000. Lag in payment of wages 90,000. That is 1,04,000 into 30 into 1.5 by 52. It is given 1.5 weeks. 90,000. So total current liability 7,30,000. Here it is asking you to add 10% for contingencies. So here working capital 45 lakh plus 10% for contingencies. So 45 lakh 15,000 10% is 4,51,500. 4,51,500. This is 10%. Then this is the working capital required. Now we add up 45 lakh 15,000. 45 lakh 15,000 plus 4 lakh 51,500. It comes to 49 lakh 66,500. 49 lakh 66,500. Because specifically it is given that 10% should be added for contingencies. So here 10% of 45 lakh 15,000, 451,500. Total comes to 49 lakh 66,500. This is the working capital required. That's all. So in this video I have completed 8th and 9th. Totally 9 problems I have completed. Come on, now we'll start the next problem. Problem number 10. See carefully. Find out the working capital requirement from the following information. Production during the year 60,000 units. So we have to estimate the working capital for a level of activity of 60,000 units. Selling price 5 rupees per unit. Raw material 60%, wages 10%, overhead 20% of selling price. So directly raw material, labor, overhead is not directly given. Percentage is given. This percentage is on selling price. So in working note we'll calculate like this. Production 60,000 units. Selling price per unit 5 rupees. Raw material is 60% of selling price. So 60% of 5 rupees 3 rupees. 10% of 5 rupees 50 paisa. 20% of 5 rupee 1 rupee. So total cost is 4 rupees 50 paisa per unit. This is the new point. Raw material storage period is 2 months. Work in progress storage period 1 month. Finished goods storage period 3 months. Credit allowed by suppliers, creditors is 2 months. Credit allowed to customers or debtors is 3 months. Minimum cash balance desired 20,000 rupees. Directly will take cash balance. And wages and overhead payment are 1 month. That means lag in payment of wages and lag in payment of overheads are 1 month. This is the complete information. So many problems we have done of this type. Simply you must know the procedure how to calculate the current assets and current liability. Estimation of working capital requirement. Stock of raw material 60,000 units is the activity. And the cost of material per unit is 3 rupees. So 60,000 into 3 rupees into So raw material storage period is 2 months. So 2 by 12. Because all the figures, all the period is given in months. That's why I'm not changing it into weeks. All the periods are given in months. So 2 by 12, it comes to 30,000. Stock of work in progress. In examination, you must write in working notes. It is assumed that half of the work is completed on WIP. So we take 100% of material, whereas only 50% for labor and overheads. So here you can see raw material 60,000 units into 3 rupees per unit, raw material 3 rupees into the processing period. Work in progress period is given in the problem 1 month. It is given there. Raw material storage period is 1 month. Work in progress storage period is 1 month. So 1 by 12 into 100% for material. Wages 60,000 into 0.5. The wages per unit is 0.5 into 1 by 12 into 50%, 1250. Overhead 60,000 into 1 rupee per unit overhead or 1 rupee into 1 by 12, 50%, 22,500. So total 18,750 is the stock of work in progress. 18,000. Stock of finished goods 60,000 units into total cost per unit. Total cost per unit 4 rupee 50 paisa. So 4 rupee 50 paisa into 3 months. The finished stock storage period is 3 months given in the problem. 3 by 12, 67,500. Debtors. Debtors actually should not be calculated at selling price. Debtors should be calculated at cost, because selling price includes profit, and profit may or may not be a source of working capital. So ignore profit and calculate total cost 4.5 into 3 month is 3 month is the credit period allowed to customers. Debtors 3 by 12, 67,500. Cash balance is directly given 20,000. Total 2,03,750. Current assets or current liability creditors 60,000 units into 3 rupees. These creditors are for material. Creditors are for material into 2 by 12. The credit period allowed by the supplier is 2 months. 2 by 12, 30,000. Lag in payment of wages. Lag in payment of wages are 60,000 to 0.5 into 1 by 12, 2,500. Lag in payment of overhead 60,000, 1 rupee, 1 by 12, 5,000. Total current liability 37,500. So current asset minus current liability 1,66,250. That's all. This is the end of problem number 10. Now problem number 11. See problem number 11. Prepare an estimate of net working capital requirement of union company from the data given below. Estimated cost per unit. Raw material 100 rupees, direct labor 40, overhead 80. Total cost 220. Then the following information is given. Selling price 240 rupees. We don't require. Level of activity 1,04,000. Raw material in stock 4 weeks. Here the data is given in weeks. So we take divide by 52. Then raw material in stock, work in progress. Assume 100% stage of completion of material and 50% for labor and overhead. Specifically given in the problem. Previous problem it was not given, so we have assumed. Here it is given. Finished goods in stock 4 weeks. Credit allowed by supplier 4 weeks. Credit allowed to debtors 8 weeks. Lag in payment of wages 1.5 weeks. Cash at bank is expected 25,000 cash balance. Assume that production is sustained during 52 weeks of the year. That means year consists of 52 weeks. Exactly similar problem. No change at all. So stock of raw material 1,04,000 units into 100 rupees. Material cost per unit is 100 into 4 by 52. 1 month, 4 weeks. So 4 by 52, 8 lakh. Stock of work in progress. Here I have calculated stock of work in progress. Material, labor, overhead. So 100 rupees per unit material, labor 40 rupees, overhead 80 rupees. 2 weeks is the processing period. Here 100%, 50-50. So 6,40,000 is the stock of WIP. Stock of finished goods. So 1,04,000 into 220 into 4 by 50. The total cost, material, labor, overhead is 220 into 4 by 52. Debtors 1,04,000 into 220, total cost into 8 by 52. It is given in the problem. 8 weeks, 8 by 52. Cash at balance 25,000. Total current asset 67,45,000. Now current liability consists of creditors 1,04,000. 100 rupees is the material cost per unit into 4 by 52, 8 lakh. Lag in payment of wages 1,04,040 into 1.5 by 52, It is given in the problem 1.5 or 1.5 weeks. So 1.5 by 52. 9,20,000. We don't have any lag of payment in overheads. It is not given. Only wages. So current liability we got. Now current asset 67,45,000 minus 9,20,000. 58,25,000 is the net working capital required. That's all. So this is the end of problem number 9. Problem number 11. So totally 11 problems we have completed on estimation of working capital requirement. Inshallah, we'll start the next problem in the next video.